Cozzy cops the week. Kolt gets his shot as the D's prepare for a plucky Lions at the G on a Thursday night. Welcome to the official, unofficial podcast of the Melbourne Demons, the DeeBrief. I'm your host, Adrian Horton, and it's an absolute pleasure again to be back with the OG crew on a Thursday. Tom Marcazani.
Hello.
Wednesday.
Oh.
My God, he's got me right there. And
there's going to be a Tuesday soon as well.
And Adzy, well, it's good I brought that up because it's been pretty wild. We've had Thursday, we've got a Thursday night tomorrow, we've got a Wednesday night against Richmond, and then we're back on a Thursday after the Geelong game, I think.
We were talking about it in the thread today about how two ways it can go. It can really ruin your whole weekend.
Oh, yeah.
As it, like that round 0.
Yeah.
I was hating everything.
Just continued our hate for the D's.
Yeah.
From
the
what
pre-season
we'd gone through,
was.
we're like,
Yeah.
it's going to be horrible.
Straight sets into that. Nothing had changed, and then okay, we're looking pretty good.
Now it's
It's flag.
pretty confident.
I just remember you slumped in your chair at Sam's place when I left you, and you're a bit deep. You'd had a few, and you were just in there, and I was like, "See you, bro," and you're just like, "See ya." You were depressed.
I was, but now I'm not.
Yep.
And that's what wins do. So as Mark was saying, especially these games are so good on a Thursday, and we've got the Wednesday after the bye. If you win these, the weekend is just so much fun. Like you can be a little bit
See out.
You
can be a bit see out.
Yeah. You can be a little bit fun with your mates that have the games on that weekend. You know, I think we were saying a few words like, "Oh, I think you guys are, got some talent. You're looking all right. If you have the win, otherwise,
You patronise people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, especially going into a bye. If we win this week, going into the bye 4-1 after the start we've had, and the teams that we've had to play, obviously 2 games in Adelaide back to back.
Yeah,
that probably leads into like my feelings for tomorrow night. Like I'm not crazy confident, and especially with Pickett. Like Pickett's so important to us.
You're confident, obviously.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I think we're different this year. I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it at the moment. We just seem hard. I think I said that last week. Something different about us, and I still can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's more concise. It's more measured. And I mean, I don't doubt the hunger was ever like really there, but it's like, I don't know. And you can kind of, who was saying this? I was looking at Petrarca last night on 360, and he was emphasizing the fact that they're just happier, and they're really celebrating one another and celebrating like the wins and the goals, and like you need that stuff.
Yeah.
For culture.
I think he said as well, like he obviously raved about Uze when he was there, but he talked for a little bit about McQualter.
Who we said was par.
Who was firmly on the par with his flag. Who he said he's just sort of changed the way that they think in their roles as well. So,
and the teachings of Uze, it's not like when he goes, that goes. You know what I mean? Like what he's brought is like that remains.
He's just added something else in there, a little bit of flag spice, and it seems to be working at the moment. But just back to like our run, if you look at that on paper at the start of the year, like 5 days in Adelaide, if we beat the Lions on tomorrow, and especially after losing round 0 against the Swans, that is a unbelievable effort. Like if someone came up to me and said you'll be 6-1 after we lost that Swans game,
5-1.
No, he's counted the Richmond game, I reckon.
Is it 5-1 or
it'll be 5-1?
5-1. Sorry, yeah. Well,
count the Richmond.
Yeah, no. I don't want to get too far into this. But 5-1, like,
we're simply winning.
But
we're winning that.
Well. So 6-1. But I think that is unbelievable. Like if you go back to last year, I think Carlton got the double Adelaide derby or gather round, and they got absolutely spanked by Adelaide. Like maybe we got them at a good time. But at the same time, we're still playing them, and they're playing in front of a big crowd. It's the opening to gather round, and we just shut them up from the start. Like Stephen May set the tone.
Yeah.
He's taking marks in front of Tex Walker with broken ribs.
Yep.
Like that's where I feel like we just have a different hardness, and there's lots of chat going around about Clayton Oliver at the moment as well. Apparently his fingers are a bit worse than maybe what they're letting on, and he's playing through that. So
The way that it was strapped as well, like it's...
I had a little zoom in on them. I don't know if you did that.
A little zoom?
Zoomed on the fingers, and they looked like black.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they didn't look good.
I mean, if from my time of playing footy, if you pop a finger, like if you get a really good jar,
Yeah.
that takes half the year to like, because all you're doing is you're handling the ball all the time, and like there's no time to just rest that.
Yeah. And he's getting heaps.
And he's touching that ball so often.
Yeah.
And his one wood is his hands, and he's like, but yeah, I have no doubt that he'll be fine.
It's been a big start, like a big start. If someone offered you 5-1, you would have bitten their hand off. Not Clayton's though.
I said 3-3.
I said 3-3. I think
Really,
looking at the fixture before the season started,
and the
after
bit of doom and
everything-
gloom.
after the
doom and gloom as
after
well.
the Sydney game, I would have taken 3-3, but like going in to
4-2.
the, I would have
Like,
I
wouldn't
would
have been
said,
happy with the
Yeah,
3-3.
yeah.
But looking at we all thought the Lions were going to be unbelievable again, and they may well be.
I think they're gonna
But
they're
again,
gonna work.
hopefully,
into
we
the season.
still just get them, maybe at the right time. And
I reckon we just missed the boat.
yeah, it like
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna go down to the wire.
I agree.
reckon-
I think
reckon
this is the game.
It's like whoever takes their chances,
Yeah.
whoever kicks straight. Like if we kick straight, like I'm confident. But if it's going to be one of those games where we're 1-5 in the first quarter
True.
and they're 2-2 or something, I'm just going to be like, oh,
We
it's
can
gonna-
break
it's
them
gonna
early.
go down to the
Be-
wire.
because, like, let's not gloss over the fact they've beaten North, and it's North, and they're shocking. And people are going, oh, they've played them into form. Well, no, not necessarily. They've played a team that are raw. They're a bit soft. They strolled through it. Like it hasn't made them battle hardened to play Melbourne at the G.
And like they played at Norwood.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's not at a ground where. But the other thing is the other narrative where like they need to play the G well.
Yeah.
They'll be looking at this as a final
is
for them. This is
bigger for
massive.
them.
Oh yeah.
like so, it's still big for us. But
That's
we have-
also why I'm a little bit
Yeah.
because this is like
But
they're
then
going to come out.
They're going to pump it up,
But then
right?
a good
Yeah.
team,
Yeah.
like if we are, and I'm saying this early, if we're the real deal,
Mm.
you win these games. It doesn't matter. Like if someone says Brisbane, yes, they made the grand final. Everyone expected them to be maybe top 2 this year.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that we can't beat them. Like so,
No, not at
and
all.
then we do lots of other teams a favour, like your Sydneys, your GWSs, possibly even a Collingwood, the teams that are trying to get into the top 4. Because really, if you're, what will that make them?
1-5.
1-5. That is hard to
One
come
and
back.
4 because they had a bye.
Or is it 1-4?
Yeah.
The round
1-4,
0 is
you're
really
right.
Yeah, it's fucking-
messing
yeah.
with my head. So
It's-
maybe even whatever it is, 1-4.
It's
That-
1-4, but they've got Geelong next week at home, admittedly, but they could lose it. They've just lost 2 games at the Gabba.
But 1-4,
Imagine if they
you
lose
can't.
3 at the
Yeah,
Gabba.
you
But-
can't
but if
do
they- if-
top 4 from there. I don't think.
No.
And- Yeah.
This can put a dagger.
Not with this competition.
No.
Like GWS are going nowhere.
Especially if they've already lost 2 at home. Because
Yeah.
if they had played, predominantly away,
Yeah.
then okay, they're going to bank those wins at home, but they've lost 2 at home.
And that's why those 2 Adelaide wins are so good for us as well.
Huge.
But the other thing is,
did you say GWS going nowhere?
Yeah, as in...
Oh,
No,
as in
I
they're-
meant as in they're cemented.
They're
in
my
the-
number 1
I,
seed.
I think they're borderline cemented top 2.
Yeah, they're that good.
I can't see that. Their team is unbelievable. They're unbelievable everywhere on the ground.
We'll actually do seedings later. I was talking to Marca off air before we started. We're going to do our top 5 players. We're going to do what First Crack like to do. We'll do our top 5 players and we'll do our seeds. What were you going to say? What were you
oh
going
no,
to
I had a point, but it was gone.
That's okay. It's all done.
Probably wasn't worth talking about anyway. But
Can I just get back to Brizzy?
yeah, you can.
Internally, Lockie Neal's 250th as well. Apparently, Lockie Neal has won every milestone game. I know he played at Freo, but game 50, 100, 150, 200.
Yeah.
It's his 250th, which is a bit of a... that's annoying.
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah,
annoying.
so they'll be up and about to try and win for him.
Kind of seemed like him and Bailey were a little bit sore though.
A little bit...
It sounds like Bailey's worse than. Neil.
I think Neil will come out and he'll be fine. But
He's a gun. He'll get 35.
It's just the idea of them internally just saying, hey, Melbourne, G, let's ignite our season. That's the part that I'm with Marca. That's the part that freaks me out a little bit, that they'll build this as the biggest fucking game.
The thing, and I hope that when we're sitting here next time, that I'm talking about that I find different to us in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Is that the hardness I'm talking about. I feel like we're a team now that is almost a little bit ruthless. Like, we don't care that it's Lachie Neale's 250th.
Yeah,
we'll just beat the team in front of us. Obviously, we're not going to win every game. We've already lost one. But I feel like the form that we're in at the moment, we're not like the old days where we just sort of roll over and, that would happen for them.
But hang on, haven't we been...
No,
haven't we been hard in the last couple of years?
I agree. No,
we have.
For me, the difference is just being more clinical.
Yeah.
And being more...
Kicking straight helps.
No, literally.
Yeah.
That's, for me...
10-18 last week.
For me, it's... Well, last week, a little bit of a... But we also never looked like losing last week.
No. So are you...
I think that's the main thing for me. Like, I feel
Port was a flip
I feel
of
like
the
the
coin.
last couple of years, trying to explain this the best way I can, like, from the back of 2021, we were just firing. Like, we would kick 5 goals in 5 minutes type thing. I feel like the last couple of years, we would have patches of that, which is still damaging.
Can I play devil's
Whereas
advocate?
It's more of a whole sort of performance now. It just seems to work well.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Yeah.
Last year, before we went over to Port, we were 7-2. That's pretty bloody good. And then end of last year, we won 7 of our past 8. And the only game we lost was the Carlton on the line, Petrarca disallowed goal. Yeah, liar on the line, absolutely. So what's different to that?
So a little bit comes into it here, and that last year as well. I think there's a mixture of probably luck with injuries. Like a Petty goes out. I feel like the last couple of years, and I don't know if it's something we need to talk about, management of players, but we've seemed to go into finals and we look sore. Hopefully that doesn't happen again, but as I said, I can't actually put my finger on it, but just something looks a little bit different, and we seem to be, maybe it's what Marcus said, like we seem to be happy, like we seem to be working together, and possibly it's something to do with the fact that we're not the team that everyone is tipping to win the premiership. We don't have that pressure. Everyone actually expected us to finish, like someone said, bottom 4.
Come into the season. So people were so
maybe they're actually liking the fact that we're not the hunted, when previously in the past 2 years we have always been the hunted. So people are almost surprised with how we're playing, but internally, and obviously all of our supporters listening, we knew, like, Petrarca didn't leave, Oliver didn't leave, Max is still there, we still got Cosy.
Viney, but in saying that, it's also the players who have well, for me, it's the players who have, like,
your bottom 6
gone nuts. This, like, Neil Bullen has just, like,
Chandler,
Chandler, Howes, just like
Windsor,
just these kind of players who you just don't know, like, what's going to happen coming into a new year, and they're just
McVee's been unbelievable,
just so chill and just so level-headed, and they're just
and
look
that's
like 100-game players.
That's a big thing, because you look at even when we're performing last year,
because we know that Max and everyone, we know
they're going to perform
every single week.
But that's exactly right. So I think last year. Nibbler probably copped a little bit off us and a few others,
and he still will.
He still will as soon as he'll be on the he'll be in the pub soon. But at the moment, he's doing really well. So
he's killing it.
If you look at our pile at the moment, it's a lot thinner than what it was.
Yeah.
Even the same time last year, even if we're 6-1 or 5-1 or whatever, I still think our pile isn't as bad right now because we've got those players performing.
I'm enjoying this. But I want to keep playing devil's advocate. Is it only purely because the media and the opposition fans have been off us coming into the season, and it looks like we're playing with the freedom and less expectation and less stress and less pressure, that we view it in a different light? Or is it what Benny Lee actually made some good points on the review show? In the past, we used to win games with stat sheets like this. Way more inside 50s, way more contested possessions, way more clearances. And now in the last 2 weeks, we've won 2 games where we've been obliterated in all those stats, but we've just found a way to win.
Yeah, well,
So game style is definitely more clinical.
Yeah, for
we
sure.
Cannot deny
That's almost
that.
your answer right there.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, there's definitely an element of that. But at the end of the day, it's round, what? Counts, whatever it is.
It's early.
Five. Yeah, there's so much footy to be played.
Yeah.
For me, it was more like, I never really doubted us, but it's just about having a healthy team and that bottom 5 players performing. And, coming into the last 2 final series, we kind of botched it a bit because we haven't looked as healthy. And those bottom 5 players just haven't been at the level which you need to win a flag. You need to, go deep. You need to get to a grand final with... You need to have, 10 people performing at, A grade level. And we've only really had about 5 or 6... genuine A grade players kind of getting us over the line in home and away season, and then coming to finals probably a little bit tired, a little bit overworked, and because you don't have that support of the bottom 5 players or so, it's just too hard. You can't get there.
I'm just playing devil's advocate because I no doubt there'll be people going, "Nah, we're in a good position last season. We were primed. We still could have got it done," and we were,
which is true,
and we were super close.
We were,
but
close
we've missed
to beating
one. We've
Collingwood.
missed one.
It was crazy.
I know, but we've missed one really important point, and I completely agree with McVee and Chandler and Windsor coming in and all the blokes that you've mentioned. The most fucked thing and the most mind-boggling thing that's actually happened is T-Mac.
Yeah, and Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did that... I didn't even think a world would exist where they could play a role and contribute. Yeah. And they have. They've been unbelievable. Yeah. Brown's apparently feeling good this week. Goody was saying he's ready to go. He's backing up every week and he's contributing. He was a little bit down against Adelaide, and I think the 5-day break got him.
But the other thing is...
he's been awesome.
He's still, even if he doesn't kick 2 to 3, the fact that he's there...
Yeah.
Structure.
His leading patterns are just so clinical, and he just works so hard, and the way that he moves and the way that he kind of makes a defender just run with him, and he'll take a defender out of a dangerous position. They have to go with him because he's a threat. And I know Roo hasn't he's not I'm trying to think of another young key forward. He's not like a Jamara. There's only one Jamara, but
yeah.
I think people would probably being a little bit harsh on Roo, but imagine if Brown wasn't there, Roo would be. There's no way. Yeah,
he'd be like Jack Watts type stuff.
But it would be so hard.
It would be.
No, but it would be so hard for him to influence the game if a Brown wasn't there, or if a Petty. We didn't have Brown or Petty at the end of last year.
T-Mac has been unbelievable.
But also, and then that confidence of T-Mac in the defence of the one-on-ones, and he's just darting these passes out of the back 50. And we need to law them a bit more. Hey?
I agree.
Think one you've
because they
missed
were
there as well.
They were so piled.
Which was, speaking of pile, that we've just plucked out of nowhere. Cheers, Jays. Is Howes. Howes has given us the option now as well, because he's just turned into a jet backman as well. That last year when we were getting injuries, we didn't really have many options, whereas now we have the option of Petty, do you want to play back this week? Or maybe we'll chuck him forward if we need. And then also Ben Brown. It's we've got more players to actually... Obviously we do, because we had a few injuries last year. But then I was thinking the other day as well, even if, hopefully touchwood they don't, but if someone goes down in the forward line...
People are going to be going down.
Melksham, eventually, 3/4 of the way through the year... He'll come in and he'll be ready to go. I feel like we've got pretty
obviously
deep.
Bowie to come back in, and then you go, okay, Salem, let's get you back into the midfield.
Yeah,
which looks so mint. Even in round 0, he was probably, him and Jack were probably our best players.
Yeah,
in that round 0.
Yeah,
to be able to have the luxury of bringing Salem back into the midfield, and then you've got Turner, who by all reports is
Disco?
One of our next
Disco.
kind of absolute staples down back.
But
and I've always loved whenever he's played, he's always
shown a bit when he plays.
Drove past Disco the other day.
Yeah.
and he was at a cafe on Centre
Was
Road.
he driving a pretty party car?
No, he was just at a cafe with a mate on Centre Road. I was going to an inspection, and I wound down the window, and I was driving past at a pretty steady pace, and I just yelled out, "Disco!" And then he just looked around and was like, "Who the fuck was that?"
You just ruined his day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm feeling a loss now.
Yeah. I
The
just
person who was with just got up and left.
just a huge apology to Disco for doing that to him.
Don't worry, he's not listening.
No, of course he's not. No one's
one
listening.
is.
Just record at the G. I wanted to go through this because I put it up on the socials. The record interstate since 2021 is mint. It's unbelievable.
It'd be good to see,
Do you want to hear it?
but I would be more interested
Nope.
to know. I'm just thinking like the
Without
people.
the bubble.
No, I'm thinking like who we've lost to, and it's got to be Collingwood every single time, pretty much.
We beat Collingwood last year.
And then you've got
I'll give you the G record.
Brisbane.
Well, all I've got.
I know the G record's a bit crappy.
No, it's gotten better. This is the point I wanted to
We
make.
should lose finals.
Exactly. It's gotten better. So this is from Luke Gavin, a shout
So
out.
sick.
He did.
This is our grand final at the moment. Mid-season. This is what we like.
We
Yeah.
love home and away. We've become
Yeah.
a bit like Port. Home and away record at the MCG since round 1, 2023, since start of last year. 13 wins from 15 games. Average winning margin of 34 points. Average losing margin of 5.5 points. So the only losses in the home and away season at the G last year were the Carlton one, Lyre on the line, and when Dogger tore us apart and we lost by 7 points. They're
That
the
was
only
such
two,
a
and then of course doesn't take into account the two finals.
Yeah.
But it illustrates the point. We used to be pretty critical of it. We weren't great at the G for most of Simon Goodwin's tenure in the home and away season until the start of last season. So the 13 wins out of 15 is, for me, I still think it's super impressive
Yeah.
for home and away. And then against the Lions, we're 9 wins from 13 games in total since 1997. And then prior to the 2022 semi-final, when we lost, of course, because we love losing finals at the G, our last loss against the Lions was round 1, 2012, which was, of course, the game after Jim Steins had passed away. The other two losses were 1999
Yeah, that was bad.
and 1997. That was a really dark day.
I remember I played a pracky match that game, busted my ankle, and then had to hobble to the train station because the footy ground was near the Glen Waverley line. And then just the train came and I had to run for the train and my ankle was, made it, but it was just grimacing the whole way. And then got in, I was just like, no, we're doing it for Jim.
Yeah. And then we got smashed.
We got smashed.
How dark was that day?
Yeah, it was very dark.
By the way, there was a good stat the other day
Yeah.
on our defence. I'm pretty sure it was in the last 3 seasons. Could be 3 or 4. I can't remember. I think it's 3. We've only conceded over 100 points 3 times in 3 years. And then the next best was maybe Brisbane or Geelong, and it was 8 or 9. So when the only reason I'm thinking of that is because when you read through our win-loss at the G and you say we average losing by 5 points, I feel like we're always in the game.
100%.
Even when we lose, even when we lost to the Swans up there, we were in it until the last 10 minutes type thing.
Yeah.
And it goes back
What
to...
did we kick? 1-8 or something? It was just finishing.
It goes back to this week. You guys think it'll be close.
We'll wait for your Predico
Which is
later.
exciting. But I'm hoping it's
Little
pretty
prelude.
chill. It's been pretty chill so far, isn't it?
Yeah,
That was a
it's been
prelude.
chill.
Yeah.
Prelude to the Predico. Round 1, 2012. Sorry to be dark.
So the last time we
Can
lost
I-
to Brisbane at the G was the
Semi-final.
Yeah.
Yeah. But before that, it was 10 years.
Yeah.
And we're 9-4 against them.
But let's play your little role of devils again. They see, the whole MCG noise around them is just
it's massive.
right? It's
Massive.
the whole AFL world just
Have they returned? They haven't returned to G since the... Grammy.
No, they did, I think,
Since-
early.
Who'd they play?
Didn't they play?
I don't think they have.
no,
This is the first time.
no.
I reckon they have. Because
They haven't played.
No, I don't reckon
They
they
played
have.
Collingwood at the Gabba,
Yep.
they lost to Freo in Freo.
And then Carlton at the
Carlton
Gabba.
at the Gabba.
And then last week in Adelaide.
Yeah, so they
Gabba.
haven't. This is their first.
Optus.
This is.
Derek's
yeah.
watching something good.
What's Derek doing?
Gabba.
Derek, don't watch
No,
the first
you're
half
right.
hour of
They
the
haven't.
record.
They haven't. Sorry, they haven't been to the G.
They haven't.
Since the granny, and hopefully they have some serious demons.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, we might overindulge. That's got to be a factor.
Yeah, but it could also be
Does it not?
something that drives them as well.
I
don't
reckon.
know.
I reckon it would.
Or it could. Hopefully, it's demons.
But imagine walking into the stadium if you're a Brisbane player.
Yeah.
Surely.
They would, they
Are
would
you
say
saying
that.
it's a good thing? Or
No,
a bad thing?
haunting memories.
Yeah.
Last time you were here.
Like
Hippie
Adelaide
would
on the
bring
bus
it
type
up.
thing?
Hippie would be like unpacking his bag and be like, oh,
Yeah.
boys, remember the last time we were here? And I'd be like, shut up, Hippie, don't bring it
We
up.
should just get someone to play like the Pies theme song when they're getting off the bus or something walking in.
We don't want to hear that theme song. Round 1, 2012, just really quickly, when we didn't win for Jim. What a terrible day this was. We lost by 41 points. Brisbane was shit as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
We were pretty bad.
the funniest thing about
We were
it
so
was
bad.
2 Brownlow votes went to
Jack Watts.
James
Sylvia?
Magna.
Oh, James Magna. Wowee.
That explains.
Funnily enough, number 40 as well. Almost lost.
I reckon they were his only Brownlow votes ever. I reckon.
If you can tell me any more, I'll be.
Yeah.
19
Surprised.
games. He played 19 games for the club. That was it. So, thanks, James. Yeah,
Cheers,
they were his
Jimmy.
only Brownlow votes ever.
Who got the 3 votes? Jared Brennan.
Don't know. Don't care. The teams are just about to come out, actually.
And
And
Polkinghorn.
Yeah. Who
Oi,
is it?
team news. We should get excited. The Kolt.
Yeah.
He's in. So, Cozzy, Silly, shouldn't...
But is he going to be? Is he sub or?
No, he'll be... I don't know. I think...
Did you see his?
We'll see.
Did you watch the video that Nuggets sent through?
Which
from,
one?
Of Colt calling his parents or his mum.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah?
It's very every club does it, but
Wholesome
she's
and-
more so like the. Can you remember the Collingwood player? I can't remember who it was. Maybe Bo McCreary, and his mum's like, "Fuck, are you sure?" Yeah, it's good. Watch
Nice.
it.
Yeah,
Nice.
we'll get it up and have a little look. I think the teams are about to come in imminently. But just quickly, Colt. It's great.
Yeah, well, we spoke off air about how impressive that is for a first year, especially given that historically in the last few years, if you've been a first year, it's almost been like, well, Caleb's the exception. It's almost been like, no, you have to like prove your worth in the VFL for like a year almost, or like, House took a long time to get into it. Turner,
Van Ruin as well.
Woden, like they all had massive kind of like apprenticeships before playing in the big league.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he's coming in on a Thursday night against Brisbane, like they must really rate this kid.
And he's been close as well. He's been emergency last few weeks. He's had some really good numbers for Casey, which came through in...
And such a difficult
The thread.
position to come in and like...
But
and
look at these
stamp your
numbers.
authority and kind of play like it's such a difficult
tough role.
position, that kind of like dynamic kind of mid-sized bulky
Yeah,
forward
but
kind of.
I'm with you, Mark. I reckon he's ready. Like, he's built for this. He's played against men as well. He just looks ready. He looks primed. In a weird way, he reminds me of Sanders at the Bulldogs. Like, he's built. He's got the body for it. But listen to these
Are
stats
those
just
stats,
quickly.
though, before
There's
you
a
read
bit
them
of
out?
Luke Tapscott about him, not going to lie.
Are they from the VFL?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that okay?
No, that's
Yeah,
good.
it's
I
yeah.
I didn't know.
Kind of irrelevant, but yeah, go on.
No, well, you want it to be. It's good level.
Yeah, it's a good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good level for Lockie.
Yeah.
Last week, 21 touches, 6 tackles, and 5 clearances, and then 2 weeks ago, and one of these games may be reserved VFL. I don't know, because everything seems out of whack with VFL and AFL
what I wanted to
schedule.
know.
Sorry. And 2 weeks ago, 21 touches, 7 tackles, 3 clearances. The thing that sticks out to me, like he's
Tackles.
obviously finding the ball, but the tackles.
Yeah. And look, we lose
Tackling machine.
the best pressure player almost in the comp. He'd
Yep.
have to be in the top 5.
Most tackles inside 50 last season.
Yeah.
Cozzy.
Yeah. He's a freak.
Yeah.
No one's going to be able to replace him, but it sounds like it's somewhat of a like-ish in that regard, in terms of what he's going to be able to offer.
Yep.
In terms of pressure. And he just seems like he's got a bit of swagger about him. I mean, we all saw those sunglasses. They're insane.
It looks like Kenny Powers.
Are you pumped just to get around Kolt? Because he's already a cult figure and he hasn't played a game of footy. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, I mean, he was my favourite from the draft when we drafted them. But now Caleb's gone ahead, he copped a little bit.
Just from us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I'm definitely excited to see him. I just hope he's not sub. Hopefully he goes. You wouldn't think so with Cozzy out.
No.
So who's sub?
Wowie.
Woden would stay sub.
It's always Wowie. He's
So
just taking the
Wowie's-
mantle off Joel.
Have you seen with
Wowie's never lost.
Wowie's never lost. He's doing another Jake Bowie.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And Petty, he hasn't.
He's won 7 in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're all playing. So I guess we're going to win.
Yeah, and I'm starting to feel
But
win.
Colt could be.
Yeah.
I'm really starting to feel win
Colt-
all of a sudden.
So Colt's like a half forward, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm backing him.
Oh, I'm backing him big time.
Yeah, it could be badge.
Yeah.
My last badge was Bowie.
I feel like this could be if he
I don't buy many
Thursday
badges.
night in front of a big crowd, everyone watching on TV. If he can kick a couple of goals and do some fun celebrations, he literally could be a cult hero.
For sure. Have you gone through... I'm just trying to think my last 5 badges were. Last was Bowie.
Yep.
Before that, it was Wiedemann.
Oh.
Oh,
And then Salem.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, back that.
And then...
2 from 3.
I don't... And then the one before that was probably Gary Ablett Jr.
I think mine's just being Clary every year. I just get the new picture.
I've only ever bought one.
Gus?
Gus.
Yeah. Well,
It'll-
another one there.
Yeah.
No, it'll
Well, who's your favourite now?
probably Max. Probably Max.
Pretty good
Not-
favourite.
I know it's pretty stereotypical.
Yeah.
I should get. I actually
it's
might.
very boring of you, but yeah, it's a good player.
I might.
Pretty good, I guess.
Yeah.
I might
It's not
get a Chris.
Yeah. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. I'm feeling a Chris at the moment.
Not a disco?
No, and I shouldn't be yelling things out the car.
Yeah,
to me.
that's weird.
That's weird behaviour from me. I just had to spur of the moment. Should we look at Brisbane and their lineup?
Yeah.
Have you got the teams?
Have they brought anyone in?
No.
So Bailey's playing.
Yeah, and he'll be a bit of a watch because he didn't look right. But we'll go through their backline because we know what we're all about. Starcevic can play. Jack Payne can play. Ryan Lester, not really. Darcy Wilmot on the half back line.
Don't mind Darcy.
Quick,
Yeah.
rapid. Harris Andrews obviously can play. Darcy Gardner, he's just like a Tom McDonald
He's been
for us.
kind of been playing a little bit forward as well.
Saw that.
They've kind of been swinging him a bit, which I'm fine with.
Doesn't worry me.
Their centre line, Jasper Fletcher,
He can play.
Zach Bailey,
Yeah, definitely can play.
done. Jared Berry, never liked him.
Yeah, will he...
Can play, but he's a prick.
Historically, he's gone to Clary.
Who takes Zach Bailey? Rivers?
I don't think we tag him.
No, not tag. Who takes him?
It's a great
when
shout.
he's in the midfield?
Because he's damaging.
Yeah, but he hasn't really turned it on this year.
But you
and
can't
last
expect
week,
that.
for sure. No, but
True.
last week he genuinely he looked pretty sore,
Yeah.
and they were claiming that he wasn't going to get up. So
Should I go on?
he's going to kick 5 now. That
Yeah.
All right, half forward line. Charlie Cameron. God, what a
Or
player.
another player which I'm worried because he hasn't turned it on this year yet either.
Is that the job for Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It's got to be Chris. He's gotten Chris a couple of
It
times.
would have previously been Pig, but I think Chris
Chris is ready.
has been picked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that he's Chris again. Eric. He's been so out of form, man.
Yeah, but he plays well against us.
So what are we thinking? Tom McDonald, Jake Lever, Stephen May. Who goes to who? I'll go through the rest.
You go through the rest.
McCluggage on the half forward line. Cam Rayner. Jeez, he's good. They're stacked,
The
aren't
team's
they?
scaring me now, reading it out.
Yeah. Joe Danaher and Dane Zorko.
I forgot about Danaher.
We're going to boo the hell out of Zorko, please. This is a call to arms.
Always.
You boo him. So let's go through it then. Hipwood, Danaher, Rayner, Cameron. Well, we've done Cameron.
Well, May
Yeah.
May takes Danaher, I guess.
Yep. Hipwood.
I'd do
T-Mac.
maybe T-Mac on Hipwood.
I do T-Mac as well.
So
He moves pretty well, Hipwood.
T-Mac's, funnily enough, winning me over
yeah,
when
but
you
T-Mac
don't
moves
think
pretty well too. He's pretty fit.
only in straight
I
lines.
would prefer Lever to be more of the open space still.
Yeah,
Start with that.
May's done things on Cameron weirdly enough.
It won't surprise me if they bring Gardner forward to play like a defensive role on a lever as well, though. So
great shout.
Watch that. But if he doesn't, then
And that's where Cozzy out hurts for us.
Big
Because
time.
it takes away a big weapon, and they probably have a little bit more leverage to bring someone up.
Colton's named in the team, so just expect him. I know it doesn't work like that.
Rainer's the matchup where like he can kind of like tear you apart in a quarter.
Riv or Howes. Howes?
Yeah.
Do you back him in?
Well, you just have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna back him in.
Okay.
Gee, he'll get smashed.
Um,
But last year it was that crazy game. I remember Track started on fire, right? He kicked a couple in the first quarter.
what a game. Melksham Miracle.
Starkovic was on him, and it was just like, you're going down, mate. Like, he absolutely bullied him.
They obliterated us for 2.5 quarters, though. They smacked us.
Yeah, but they just weren't. They still just couldn't finish.
They couldn't put us away. But that was a miraculous win. We shouldn't have won it. But
That was a mental win.
it's one of the greatest wins I've ever seen live.
Yeah.
Like, I
Agreed.
absolutely lost my head when Melksham put that one through. And Viney ripping it out of the ruck.
Doing the turn. Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Flag.
But yeah, for like the Gorn one's interesting. Gorn, I feel like they're just going to come at him so hard.
That's okay. We just need to stick up for him.
I reckon what I didn't see last week against Adelaide, which I would expect to see this week, is they will go at May. Everyone knows May's sore. And for some reason...
Who's going to go at him?
No, but I mean, go at him by giving him some physical pressure.
Yeah, I know, but because I'm just trying to...
Joe Danaher, go for a hanger in his ribs.
Yeah, but I also think that Joe's a bit too nice.
Apparently, he's way too nice.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
It's good for us.
But I'm just trying to think who's their player that who would actually... Because for me,
Zorko.
I expected...
Yeah, Zorko.
I expected Tex, the first thing he did before the first bounce was to kind of...
He kind of did the knee slowly down into the rib area, but they were almost paying him too much respect, Adelaide.
Yeah.
And I think that's a confidence thing for Adelaide.
The other thing as
They're
well,
just not
though,
there.
is that, I mean, you're poking the bear. Like, if you're going to go at May, it's like, you have to be quite brave.
5 marks
He's
first quarter.
friends with Jack
Yeah.
Barney.
Exactly. And also, but May would, I mean, he's got a mouth on him as well. He would just probably turn around and just go, do it again.
He'd
Ju-
be pretty scary.
Just looking at the midfields, always huge against the
This
Lions.
is best read out here. Midfields.
Yeah, I can't wait to just go.
Should I do ours first?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Max Gawn,
Oh,
Jack Viney,
Oh, my God.
Clayton Oliver, Christian Petrarca.
Okay, best player in the comp. Yeah, that's not bad. Go through theirs.
I'll go through theirs. Oscar McInerney,
yeah.
Yikes.
Josh Dunkley, yeah, Lockie Neal,
Yeah.
huge tick, and then Zach Bailey, who we spoke about before.
Yeah, I wouldn't surprise me if... I feel like they're going to have to come... Petrarca's just taking the piss at the moment.
Big time.
It wouldn't surprise me if... Because Dunkley's done a number on Cripps in the past.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't surprise me if they just say your job today is just to nullify Christian Petrarca.
But then the best thing we have with that is that you can choose one player. All right, take Track, but then Oliver's free.
I worry about Oliver and his impact, though.
Same. See, that's why I prefer it if they focused on an Oliver, which they have in the past, like Berry.
They shouldn't, though.
Yeah.
I don't worry about an Oliver.
I just don't think Clary's going to have a big game. I think he's got to get through this game, and then he finally gets a rest for 2 weeks with the bye before we play Richmond. I think he's clutching at straws a little bit. He only got 16 touches last week, which is incredibly low. We went through it. There are only 3 or 4 games in the last 3 seasons where he's got below 20.
Yeah.
He's been off the boil. His hand is affecting him. So I'm in the camp that, like, we'll just manage him and get him through. He'll play his part. He'll contribute. But I don't think we can expect him to be the normal Clayton Oliver that we've seen. He's probably going to get 35 now.
All of Brisbane know.
I'm expecting it.
Brisbane and know more than what we do in terms of, like, the influence that Petrarca has. I reckon that they're going to come into this game saying that we have to do everything in our power to stop Christian Petrarca from having an influence on the game.
Even if they do that, and I've said Clary, who I disagree with you,
Of course.
I still think Jack Viney is a premier midfielder in the competition as well.
That.
He like, we have so much depth in our midfield.
And I also back in Christian's ability to break free from attack.
Looks like
there's no like part of me that thinks that he's gonna have no effect throughout a whole game if someone tags him for a whole game. But I have seen Dunkley do this role before and not only nullify a Patrick Cripps, but also be best on ground and get like 30 touches.
But what happens
himself.
if Goody says, okay, Dunkley's gone to track?
Track, you go
Track,
forward.
go forward.
Yeah,
Does Dunkley follow him? Because
no.
Track can kick 5 up forward.
Yeah.
So it's like he's like a Dustin Martin.
Yeah, for sure. It's like good luck to you if Dunkley
because then we
goes
take
with
Dunkley
him.
out of the game.
Yeah.
Or you let Track go forward and one of their and then it takes another and then it takes a start and then Ruse by himself.
Yeah, good shout.
Great shout.
So we're lit.
Yeah.
Good discussions.
My tone is changing.
They've got Kai Lohman,
Sorry.
Calamachi, Lincoln McCarthy, James Tunstall, and Noah
Jason
Answorth. Jason Dunstall on the bench.
Right.
I want to highlight a player.
Who isn't playing? Kitty Coleman, and that's the reason why they've been sucking it, in my opinion.
His grand final was unbelievable.
He's a freak.
He was close to norm.
I mean, they were dominating in that first half against Carlton, and just before half time, he did his knee, and then it was just like, he's almost like he's their quarterback.
It's huge out. There's a player I want to highlight, and I reckon he's ready. I reckon he's ready to explode, and I reckon it's Harrison Petty. And the reason why is because he's come off an interrupted pre-season. Took him a long time to get back into the team or get himself up to match speed. He didn't look right when he came back against Hawthorn when he was playing forward in the first half. Second half, he plays down back because May and Lever were injured, and he did a great job. And it's easier, running in straight lines. Look at Tom McDonald. No, I'm not taking anything away. It's just easier. And then in the Port game, he played defence in the first half. He was rock solid. He played forward in the second half. He had an impact structurally, but he didn't have much of an impact as an individual. And then you look at the Adelaide game, he kicked 1-3. He could have easily have kicked 3-1. And then
that like one hand thing, like he's
very
super
strong.
impressive in the contest.
And Butts is huge.
Yeah, massive
Massive player.
That's his greatest strength as well, that one-on-one kind of like.
So he kicks a 1-3 last week, and you think, all right, if he kicks 3 goals, he's back. Because 3 goals now in modern footy is a great return. I'm just backing him. I just reckon 4th game in, he's been thrown from either end.
Can we try and
continuity now?
Yeah, I like that call.
I'm ready for him. I'm ready for Harrison Petty because we were bigging him up all pre-season. We were talking about him as the Messiah up forward. He kicked 6 goals against Richmond. Everyone's going, oh, Petty's the one. We keep him forward. We can win the flag this year. Like, it's time for him to deliver a big game.
For sure. And I think there's a nice blend of what he, Rue, and Brown contributes.
Yeah.
What I'm curious about now and just thinking about what you just said is who plays on him, who plays on Brown, and who plays on Rue.
Yeah.
Out of their defenders.
True. So Harris Andrews will
have to go to Brown, right? In terms of size.
But are you saying he's definitely not playing backline?
I think Payne will play on Petty.
No. I think he's forward, for sure.
Because, like what you're saying there, for him, he's had to swing back for a few weeks as well. So he hasn't really had that much opportunity.
No. That's why I'm saying I think now...
And that's an impressive attribute to have in your game, to be able to play both ends and have an impact still.
I think it's more like this, Adzy. He's had 3 games to get his match fitness up and his sharpness. And now it's, you played a full game forward last week against Adelaide. You kicked 1-3. You could have kicked 3-1. It could have been a great return. It wasn't. That's okay. I just think it's now like you're ready to go. You're your fourth game in. You should be up to the level, and you should be able to dominate in the way that you were dominating when we swung you forward last year. Because we're all singing his praises and saying you're a freak. Like you're the next David Neitz swingman type player. Like that impact. Like I rate him that highly.
Yeah.
I think he's an absolute freak. So I'm just ready for him to assert himself. I don't know if Harris Andrews goes to him. Maybe
Payne.
he does. Payne?
I reckon Payne.
Payne on Petty? Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And then who goes on Roo?
Well,
A Gardner.
well, you're saying Harris Andrews goes to Ben Brown.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a Darcy Gardner.
I don't know if Harris Andrews will have a party on Ben Brown, I reckon.
He could, because he
Yeah,
could run
no,
off him and
Yeah, but what's
hurt us.
good about that is that Brown...
Can take him out of the...
Yeah, Brown isn't like a
D50.
stationary...
True.
It'll probably get
he
moved
doesn't
around.
take his grabs, one-on-one, standing still, out-bodying someone. He leads.
Do what Billy Frampton did. Honestly, Billy Frampton, what did he have, 4 touches in the grand final?
Yeah, one on his face. He tried to mark it.
But he did...
God,
The
he's a
ult-
premiership player.
He did the ultimate sacrificial role of just, in particular in that first half, just taking him as far up the ground
And
as
that's
he could.
what Brown does best.
Yeah.
His leading patterns are phenomenal. Sorry, I couldn't even say that word properly. But he's great at just doing exactly that. And Harris Andrews has to honour that lead and has to go with him.
Yeah.
So if he does that, then someone like a Roo can get off the chain a little bit in a game like this, because who plays on Roo? If Payne and Andrews...
Gardner.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Gardner. Jack Billings, should we speak about him?
What do you want to talk about?
Just a bit of a watch on him. If he converts against Adelaide, are we having a completely different conversation?
I think
probably.
I think in our thread it was a little bit harsh on him.
He was good
To-
a couple of weeks before, I think.
It was.
at this early to be, I think he can offer a lot for us.
You want to protect him because of Lockie, I reckon, too.
Well,
Yeah, there's an element of that.
I just think there's an element of him, like when he played at the Saints.
Derek's mob.
He would kick, and Derek, correct me if I'm wrong here, but he would kick, a bag, 4 or 5, and have 25 touches against a North Melbourne or a West Coast of this day. And that's great. But when it comes to crunch time, he just goes a little bit missing. I think that is the knock on him. So I'm interested to see Thursday night against the Lions back on the G, and I think he likes space.
I was just about to
He really
exactly
likes
say
space.
that
Yeah.
I think the G suits him better than any other ground, because exactly that, he can get space. And for me, his greatest attribute is his skill set, and he's
got a great kick.
His spatial awareness in terms of, and just hitting up the right option. I don't need me personally. We don't need him to get 20 touches. Like, I'm happy if he gets 12 touches and he's hidden up
Similar to like a Langdon.
6 times in the forward 50. But his possessions are more valuable than Langdon's in terms of how he uses it. Well,
Yeah.
they should be. If they're not, then he shouldn't be in the team.
Is he the
Yeah.
22nd man for you at the moment?
Lingers or...
No, Lingers is. I'm
Yeah.
actually really happy with Ed. I think Ed's
He's
had
doing
a
better.
rock
he's been better
solid
this
start.
year.
He's been much better. Is Jack Billings the 22nd man?
He's close. He's close to it.
You'd have to say either him or Woden.
Well, Woden, we're calling him 23 at the moment.
Yeah. I mean,
'Cause of sub, I
who
guess.
else? And that shows you how well we've been playing for the last 5 weeks.
The other thing is, it's like, if Billings isn't there,
Yep.
then it's a Laurie.
True.
And if I
Or Lockie Hunter.
And I personally have more confidence in Billings than the other two.
I think you're right, Marco. I think we watch him this week
A lot more confidence.
on the G, and
Yeah, if he has a stinky this week, then I'll go. Yeah,
Lockie.
he's
But
he's
also,
probably-
it's not
No,
only
I
that,
won't
like-
say Lockie.
it's a big game. It's a huge game, really. Like 2 top, they should be top 4 team. Sorry. I think if he has another quiet game,
Lockie.
then no, we're not bringing in Lockie. Then we'll bring in Billy.
Billy Stretch.
Yeah, Billy Stretch, bring him back.
And if Billy doesn't work, Lockie.
Yeah, I just don't want to see him.
Kynan Brown in front of Lockie.
I think Caleb has...
Lockie.
Kynan Brown actually looked all right.
Yeah, pretty good Kynan. He had a bit of go about him. He wasn't handballing along the ground.
No, but it's funny. You go through it. Rivers, May, McDonald,
but then
Howes, Lever, McVee, Langdon, Petrarca.
Yeah, but at
Neil
a
Bullen,
point,
like he's 22nd man.
Yeah, but at a point,
he's 22nd man.
At a point, we have Bowie who will eventually come back, and then you get
Wrong
Salem.
position though.
Yeah, I know that, but there's a flow-on effect of Salem getting pushed up.
McAdam.
Very good point.
Yeah, and obviously Salem up the ground is way ahead of any of those players.
How? Oh my God! Hang on, Jake Bowie.
Love him.
Okay.
He comes in, Salem moves up.
He was looking
Billings
so
goes
good.
out.
Howes
Bowie
goes out
as well.
No, Howes doesn't go out.
Yeah, but hang on. This is the conundrum. This is amazing to talk about this. If Howes doesn't go out, this is a beautiful problem. Jake Bowie comes in. It's either Salem or Howes that have to come out.
Yeah, but Bowie won't come straight back in.
What do you mean?
Because if we want McAdam in the team...
No, but...
Oh my God, I forgot about him.
Yeah, but McAdam's not in the picture.
He's so close to being in the picture. He's on track.
He's
to get
4 to 5 weeks away still.
No,
Bowie,
he's not.
So is Bowie.
No, he's on track. They're saying he might be a chance for Richmond. He might play Casey next week.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, we're stacked.
This is so flaggy.
So this is
That's my problem. Because you can't... This is the thing. You don't go, Chandler, you're coming out.
Yeah,
for
but
McAdam. Chandler's rusted on for me.
But the Salem going out is just like ludicrous.
Yeah, but I would take Bowie over him.
Yeah, but then Salem has to play somewhere else.
I'm just saying, if it was a straight swap, who have you got, Bowie or Salem? I've got Bowie.
I'm taking Salem every day of the week.
No.
I'm taking the guy who was almost our best on in the grand
I
final.
think that's, what do they call it? Recency bias? I'd never use that really.
Yeah, fair enough. But like Salem at the start of the year.
I'm using Bowie, man.
Yeah, no, but
best user in the team.
But Salem he's more versatile.
How good is that conversation? Who are you taking?
I'm with you.
It's amazing.
But we can. I say we have both.
Why not both?
I'm saying both.
You would restructure it. That's fine. You would restructure it.
I say we still have Howes as well.
But then it would be you'd have to take Billings out.
Yep, I'm taking Billings out.
And then who else is coming out?
Wowie?
No, but Wowie's a sub.
All right. Well,
This is how stacked we are.
Who are you taking out?
it can't be Chandler.
Yeah,
It's
It's
we've got to look at
Billings.
the forward line.
Well, I'm looking at it right
Go
now.
through the team.
All right, go from the back. Rivers, May, McDonald, Howes, Lever, McVee. Leave it there. Keep going.
Yeah.
Langdon, Petrarca, Neil Bullen. Leave it there. Billings, Petty, Tholstrop, who is Cozzy.
Oh, well, Tholstrop would be out.
Yeah, but Cozzy's
that's
in
Cozzy.
for him.
It's Cozzy.
Oh, yeah, Cozzy's pretty good.
Rue, Fritter, Sparrow. Gawn, Viney, Oliver. Salem, Windsor, Chandler, Ben Brown, Woden.
Yeah. So Chandler would be my watch there.
Yeah.
How?
Just watch. I think he's a
watch.
gun.
Yeah,
So
He's
hang
a
on,
watch.
would you have Salem in
No,
front of Chandler in the team?
Form wise, I'm looking at form. I'm just saying watch.
Chandler's been better.
Yeah, but if we eventually
but
have
at
to
the
bring
end
in
of the season-
McAdam,
McAdam is. I'm
big on McAdam too.
I'm huge on him.
I love
think he's
McAdam.
going to be a serious player for us.
but you can
Should we
only
just
have
make our
you can-
seconds the Tassie team?
You can only have so many dynamic kind of like forwards though.
It's amazing to think.
Nibbler's the luckiest lock, right? He's never going out of that team.
Nibbler's been a top 5 best player.
Yeah, I know.
so far.
I'm saying that he's an absolute lock. I'm talking about like the mid-sized forwards.
Isn't it amazing?
Fritsch is obviously the luckiest lock too.
But this is the progression of
It's Chandler that's like the one
Yeah.
and which is crazy to talk about.
Howes
because
has to be in the conversation, but I wouldn't take him
But
out.
how good is
Yeah.
that for pressure internally?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
And also,
It's awesome.
But like,
Talking
there's
about-
going to be injuries where,
Well, hopefully not.
Hopefully not. But there
I
will
mean, I'll
be.
touch wood, but like, it's
looking
a long
at
year.
Colton coming in this week, and I was going to talk about that. Like, if Colton comes in and he does what he did in the VFL, and he has, let's say, 15 touches, has a heap of tackles, kicks a
4.
goal, or kicks 2,
Kicks 5.
that puts pressure on a Chandler. Like, I'm sorry, if he beats Chandler, then
not for me.
You can't kick him out of the team.
The other thing is,
Actually, yeah, I think you've won me over there. You're right.
Eventually, though, as well, though,
I'm with you.
Chandler would be a good sub.
Chandler, I think Chandler's so rusted on.
No, and so do I. But I'm
his
talking,
field kicking is exquisite.
But we're saying so do we. But we're so stacked that we need to pick one player.
Your whole thing around I love Salem. Don't get me wrong. I'm the same.
Salem is a no-go zone. Why is his name even being thrown
I'm
up?
saying a straight swap if you had to do a straight swap with Jake.
Well,
I'm just Salem's not.
I would not swap Bowie for Salem.
I would never consider it.
I'd have Bowie over Salem.
But Salem's in the team. For me, they're both in it.
Bowie's our best ball user.
Yeah, and I'm saying they're
but
both
Salem's
in
a
the
better
team.
player.
So what's the most important thing in modern footy now?
What are you saying? Salem's not a good
using
ball
the
user?
ball from D50. He's a good. He was better 2-3 years ago. I still rate him, and I think he's great. And I think his most underrated strength is his strength. That's his most underrated thing. Is how strong he is in a contest. He's a great tackler.
Yeah.
He's got all these different strings to his bow that no one ever speaks of. But I think his ball use has dropped off slightly, and Bowie is exceptional. Wildly good.
I
at
love
that
them
part of his
both.
game.
There's a reason why.
You're trying to shoehorn them in the same team, but I don't know if we can.
They're both in the team, and it's Cade
and Salem plays up the ground.
Wow, I love it. Okay,
Go West Act.
Go West Act. Great chats. Let's do our top 5 players in the comp. Love this.
At the moment?
Yep, and then we're going to do our top... Do we want to do top 5 seeds? Like teams? 5 seeds? Maybe we'll keep the 5 theme. So we'll start with players. You start, Marco. Who's your top 5 at the moment? Then we'll go to Predicos.
Bontempelli.
Number
Petrarca. 1? I mean, I can... These could... You could make a case...
No, you got to get... I want you to order them.
If I'm going to order...
Yep.
I'm going to be a little bit biased because I see the most of him. I'm going to have Petrarca at number 1.
Wow, I like it.
Number 2, then I'll have Bont.
Yep.
I'm still not sold on Heaney because he's had an amazing start to the year. But
You're putting him in the 5?
I don't know if I'd put him in the 5.
Okay.
For me personally, I'm going to go off of... Are we talking about this year or body past 12 months?
I think... What do you want to do? Are we going to do 12 months or this year?
I think this year.
If you're doing this year, you've got to put Heaney in. Yeah,
okay.
Because who cares about... We're talking about now.
All right.
True.
Petrarca, Bontempelli, Heaney.
Yep.
Cameron, gone.
Cameron. Yep. I've nearly forgot about him.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's very good and gone. Love it. Yours?
I'll go track 1.
Yep.
Heaney 2.
Yep. You go on track
Harry
1.
Mackay 3.
Oof.
Big.
Love it. Back at 2. Agree with it.
Bontempelli 4.
Yep.
And then, possibly even... Jesse Hogan 5.
Oh, nice.
Great shout. 2 key forwards in there.
Well, they kick goals to win games.
They do.
I'm going to put Heaney number 1.
Yeah, you so would, you coward.
No,
I'm kidding. Your face. He's been unbelievable, but I
hate Sydney too.
Yeah, I can't.
Everyone knows I hate Sydney.
He's got 41 out of possible 50 coaches' votes.
Yeah.
And then tracks on 25.
25, and he's coming second.
Yeah. I can't stand Sydney. And I don't like Heaney either.
Yeah.
But I'm putting him 1. Track 2. Bont 3. Ooh.
Hogan's got to be up there.
I reckon Tom Green. 4.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Tom Green is
Yeah.
amazing.
It's actually big we missed him. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Tom Green's amazing. And then 5. Do I have to put it? Do I have to put a forward in?
You can put whatever you want. This is your top 5. Could be a
I was gonna think Rose. I was gonna put Rose, but I'm gonna put Harry in number 5. A little ode to my boy Harry.
Okay.
So yeah, there we go.
Like it.
And do you know what? Well done to Harry Mackay.
Yeah.
Like honestly, you could see the demons in his head last year, and now he's kicking them. So I don't mind it. I don't mind him
thing
either.
With them is that they're him and Charlie are playing together.
That's the reason why they are scary.
Yeah.
For me.
But
Massively.
And then they have Sam Walsh to come into that side this
But
year,
then I
this
feel
week
like
as well,
if
who's almost...
If Charlie or Harry gets injured, it might mix it up a little bit.
100%.
Yeah, it will change their dynamic huge.
Because their bottom five is nowhere near our bottom five.
Yeah.
We just spoke about like putting people in, like you couldn't have that same conversation about
we just
Carlton
said
players.
our watch
no
player
way.
was Cade Chandler, who's a star.
He's not mine. He's yours.
No, all of ours.
No.
Yeah,
He's not mine.
Well,
Right.
yours is Christian Salem, who went at 100% in the grand final. So it's even worse.
No. No, I think it's a game of opinions.
I can't believe Salem was in that discussion.
Yeah, I hated that.
Well, let's see what the listeners have to say.
I respect your opinion.
Except for that one.
I agree to disagree.
Just hate you so much. For saying that. But no, and then if you look at...
Do you know what?
If you look at Carlton, then you go, oh, Matt always. Cool.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
do you know what I'm going to do?
Lucky Fogarty.
So you know how I like to do? I like to do the little highlight clips after every pod. I'm going to put that one in,
What's that?
the Salem Bowie one,
Okay.
and we'll put it out, and we'll see what people come back with. That'll fly because people will just be like, Salem, Bowie. I'll put a poll up
Yeah, but no, you have one of the options has to be both.
in the team.
Yeah. You can't choose
Okay.
because our whole point.
I'm putting
was
it
that-
out.
I mean, for me, it's
No,
like,
you
oh,
can
both.
choose.
I want both.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
want
Why
both.
can't we? Hang on.
The reason why we chose Cade Chandler was because we wanted both in the team.
But can't we just do a straight shootout between the two of them?
well, you
But no,
can.
I'm gonna put that clip up.
But our discussion,
put it up.
Our discussion was about
It's gonna be huge.
Our discussion was about the best team.
True.
It wasn't like a one or the other. And if it was, then I'm still choosing Salem.
All right. I'm putting that out.
He's my boy.
I'm going to put that out tomorrow. And see what people say.
Okay, Salem.
Everyone goes home.
I think a lot of people will pick Bowie.
Yeah, Salem.
You'll be
Yeah.
surprised. You'll be surprised.
Go on. So.
I hope I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
It's just like clearly Salem. Seeds. Top 5 seeds. Do you want to start? We'll go around the room again. Then we'll do predictions, wrap up, get out of here.
Giants,
Number 1.
D's,
Number 2.
Blues, Sydney,
Ugh. Geelong.
Port.
Geelong or Port?
Yeah, Geelong or Port.
Do you have Port? That means you got Geelong 6. That's probably fair.
Yeah,
I'm going to be boring, and that's exactly my order.
yeah.
Exactly your order.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to be different to you too. Like I was with Bowie.
Yeah, this will be wrong.
Number 1.
West Coast for Sydney or something.
Yeah, something weird.
So,
Heaney, that's not a team, mate.
Giants.
Yep.
Number 2. Carlton. Number 3. Melbourne. Number 4. I reckon Port. I'm feeling Port. I reckon Port are learning and getting better. And then number 5, I'm just going to put Geelong because Sydney can get fucked
Yeah.
because I hate them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I believe in Sydney yet.
No, I don't.
they've looked pretty shit the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's more. It's their their forwards. I don't know.
I don't
There's
know if I believe
there's
in them yet.
something about them.
I
Yeah.
think the
Or
Port...
even if their backline, like I like Ramp. He's been a gun for a long time.
I love that.
McCartan's
yeah.
a good player, but like I don't know, people like Lloyd. It's like
Freo,
get him on the G, and it's just like now defend, mate.
Freo fans would be like, oh, what about us? I just can't trust you yet because I don't know yet.
I just don't think that they'll play.
I've got them.
finals.
I think they'll sneak finals. I think they'll be 7th, 8th, 9th. I'm just not convinced yet. Like, I know it's all good and well to get close against Carlton. They probably should have won. I still don't think it would have really changed my seedings. I don't think I would have put them in, even if they won. Because it's a long season. There's always a team that surprises early and then drops off, and that might be them. So that's what I reckon.
I reckon Geelong's going to be that team this year.
That what?
Surprise early and drop off.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair
They
enough.
just don't. I mean, this could come back to bite me, but
It is Geelong after all.
they are Geelong, but I don't know. They're old, like,
They're not that old.
Come
though.
back and speak to me after 15 rounds. We'll see where
It's
they're
more
at.
because they've still got Dangerfield and Guthrie to come into that mix.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
And Hawkins and Cameron are still doing their thing.
They're so good at their thing.
And
Flag.
Stewart's ridiculous. Oh, Stewart isn't in top 5 players.
True.
Whoa.
I just would change that then.
Might have to change it.
Because we spoke off air and I said Stewart.
I think I have to put Stewart in somewhere.
Yeah.
Stewart's coming in for Harry, even though that's the name of my son. I'm sorry, Harry. Shout out. It's a little man who's in bed now. Go to sleep. Kept me up last night. It's great being a dad. All right. So what do you reckon? Predictions?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. I'll start. It'll be red hot early. They'll build it up massively internally. Brisbane will think if we win this, we're back. And I reckon the media will say they're back as well if they win it, which you hate. But I don't know. There's something about us, just purely from a midfield perspective, like Viney, Oliver, Gorm, Petrarca. I just single out Petrarca. He's been huge. Like we talk about how good his last 3 years have been. I think he's absolute career best form. This could be his greatest season ever. So I think he'll lead us to a victory. He'll rest forward a little bit. He'll kick 3 and we'll win by 13 points.
Huge.
Level at 3/4 time, if not a goal down at 3/4 time.
I wish, I mean, we always know we wish we knew a bit more in terms of like how we're feeling. Like, I feel like if we lose, there will be like a bit of a narrative that comes out where it was like, we were like pretty banged up and pretty tired from those two Adelaide games. We've had a pretty like tough run. You know, Brisbane have had a rest. We haven't. You know, that you got to factor that in. But you know, coming into this podcast, I said that we're going to lose. Like I said that in the pod. I said I don't think we're going to win. But after that discussion about the team that we've got and the people that, you know, you're claiming that wouldn't get in, Salem, can't believe you said that. I mean, you just have to back your boys in, don't you? At the MCG on a Thursday night, it is a massive game, and I think that we're going to take them out of the equation in terms of top 4. But in saying that, I think it's going to be just a mental game.
Mm-hmm.
And the difference will be we just use a better inside 50 and convert better, and we seem to be doing that a hell of a lot better this year compared to the last couple of years. But, you know, it's going to be a 7-point win. It's not going to be much between it.
Who's your bog?
Max.
Who kicks the sealer?
Kolt.
Oh! Imagine that. God.
That was good. I thought Mark was going to say the loss there for a while, but
And that's genuine. Like
that was genuine. I could feel that.
Yeah.
And I just want to say thanks both of you for your kind words.
Yeah. You're welcome.
It was great.
Sincere.
It was sincere.
Yeah. Because I said loss coming into this pod.
You know, and if you
What's he cooking here?
if you look at, like, we go through it every week, and it's just like it's just a broken record sometimes. We have Christian Petrarca.
Do this.
Like, the guy was taking one-handed marks on the boundary line last week.
Gather around
It was crazy.
Standing ovation type stuff.
I can't believe that Naughtsie was saying Clayton Oliver was going to be flat again. Completely disagree. Couldn't disagree more.
I've made some bad calls tonight in your mind.
So I'm on Clary watch for you because he's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, I want Salem watch as well for you.
And Salem. Like, Salem out of the team.
Yeah, dropping Salem.
Are you fucking serious, mate? Okay. Yeah, let's get rid of our 100% man that has 30 touches and wins a
I'm
flag.
snorting. Listen to me.
Oh, Jesus.
I've lost the plot.
We're a fucking good football team.
I know that.
And
I'm aware.
Brisbane at the moment aren't. It's as simple as that. We're playing on our home deck. It doesn't matter. It's been 5 days. We're a established outfit. We are different this year. We're hard. Cozzie's out, which isn't great because he keeps trying to kill people. Colton's in, which is great. You know, blood him, get a game into him. Hopefully kicks a goal in front of a home crowd. His parents will be there. His family will be there.
Yep.
I just think the game will be won through the midfield. I think that they have a fraud Brownlow medalist going through there, and we have some better players than what he is, and we're unlucky to 250, but go and get fucked. But when it comes down to it, I think even looking at our forward line, we've still got Ben Brown who's firing. We've got Jacob Van Ruin who, if he holds onto a mark, could kick 5. Colton, who knows, could kick 10.
Yeah, he could.
Who actually knows what's going on there? Judd McVee's just turned into the greatest player of all time. Blake Howes is amazing. Christian Salem's good too.
Yeah, I love Christian.
So I'm going to say, off the back of that, Thursday night footy, at least 120 points. and we're going to put a nail in Brisbane's top 4 hopes, because this is who we are this year.
Huge.
Best on ground and what was the other one?
Oh, Sealer, but it's 120 points.
Yeah. So I'm tossing up between best on ground between Clayton Oliver and Christian Salem. I'm going to do...
Instead of Sealer, maybe who kicks the most goals?
Clayton Oliver, best on ground.
Yeah.
Most goals...
Salem.
No, most goals I'll do Ben Brown.
How many? 8.
12.
That was brilliant. That was actually one of your best, to be honest.
That came from the heart.
Yeah.
Do you know what fired me up was that Marca, I really thought that he was going to
pull out the loss.
Going to be like, I'm not feeling it. Yeah. And then I could see it in him.
I wasn't feeling it coming.
But now you're up and about.
Yeah, well, we'll talk. I mean,
and
he was talking about dropping Salem, and that's
we're watching it together as well, aren't we? On
we're gonna go.
It's on tomorrow.
Yeah, that's so sick. London Tab
before the game.
Yeah,
we're meeting.
Yeah, London Tavern.
Do you want to see me after those comments, or do I just keep my distance?
Are you available? Or?
Yeah, I'll be available.
I'll be buying a Salem badge.
I should get one. Anyway, we'll just put that out to the faithful. It's on them. Let's see what they have to say.
Oh, I know exactly what they're going to say.
What do you think the split...
If they are faithful, that is.
What do you think the split would be, percentage-wise? If it was a straight shootout between...
98 to 2.
80-20.
80-20?
Yeah.
Okay. I reckon it's a lot closer than what you think. But anyway.
Like, Bowie's good, obviously.
He's really good.
Yeah, even if it was 100% Bowie and 0 Salem...
You wouldn't change.
It's my opinion.
No, I know that. It's fine.
So if you're...
I'm going to
if you're a recruiter going for a flag...
Yeah.
Let's say GWS.
Sure.
Whatever.
Sure.
Don't take in their backline, whatever. Are you taking Bowie over Salem for 1 year?
Can't ask that question.
For 1 year?
Can't ask that question.
Why not? I just asked it.
Because they're at opposite ends of the spectrum. One guy's been in the system for a long time. One guy's been in the system for 4 years.
Yeah, doesn't that go against your...
No, that's so hard to answer because one guy's had how many more games experience? Like so many more games.
Sounds like you're taking Salem.
I think I'm proven experience. You have to take Salem probably, but I'm just looking at total games. So Bowie's...
I change my bog to Salem. Oh, I hope he has a massive game. Yeah. I mean, I know that you.
I love him.
I know
you love him.
So he's played 164 games, and Bowie's played 48.
Yeah.
So that's silly. That question. I'm gonna pull you up on that one.
Was it?
Yeah.
Isn't that exactly what we'll talk? Anyway, take this off here.
This is going to be the never-ending debate. I look forward to putting it out there, though, seeing what people think. It's going to be great to be back at the G. Just before we go, a massive shout-out to my old man. It's his birthday today. Love you dearly. His nickname is Diesel.
Huge.
Oh, hopefully he's better than...
Yes, better than Josh.
Sure he is.
Yeah. Oh, he was great. So Dad was like a fullback of the century back in the country league. Yeah, he was a freak, apparently. Just a stay-at-home fullback.
Harris Andrews type.
No.
Happy birthday, Dees.
No, more a Tom McDonald type.
Mick Martin type.
Yeah, very Mick Martin. So, yeah, massive happy birthday to Dad. Diesel, love you dearly. He's got a bit of an operation on Friday as well, so...
all the best to him for it.
All the best to Dad. He gets through that okay on Friday. I'm sure he'll be fine. But, yeah, love you, mate. He'll be listening to this one on the tractor tomorrow. So
do you reckon he'll choose Bowie or Salem?
You choose Salem. Salem's one of his favourites.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, he loves Salem.
So it should be.
But Stephen May's his favourite.
Wow.
Fullback. He's a quintessential fullback, the old man. So big shout out. Back at the G, we've got 4 games at the G in a row, starting tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So enjoy it. Get down there. Fucking get into him. Give Zorko the booze. He deserves
School
them.
holidays. They're doing a good deal at the moment.
Yeah.
It's
perfect.
I
London's
would
having
love
it
to
for-
see. I'd love to see 65, 70
When?
tomorrow night.
There'll be 35.
Yeah, I know.
No, we don't. Yeah.
There'll be 35, max 40. There were 38 last year in the Friday night game. I checked that before I got in here. There'll be 35,000
Really?
there.
Because people with kids struggle to get to the game.
I've got a kid.
No, but also, it's the D's. We always make up excuses, but let's face it.
We'll
we're
be there.
just-
Just
we'll
get
be-
there. Friday.
wait.
Who cares
Also-
Friday? Just call in Friday. Don't work Friday.
Come to the London,
it does work,
London
Dusty.
Tavern.
Oh, you want people there?
Yeah.
You want to be
I
seen
want everyone
and
there.
noticed.
No, I'm not going to go. Mark is going.
Okay.
And just ask him for drink cards and you can...
You can
Enjoy
just
the game.
direct him to
none
me.
of that.
Yeah, just that guy. See that guy in the white cap?
No, don't come up to me.
No,
Don't
no.
even look at me.
No, we'll be there. Go D's. Fire up. And
Come on, D's.
Yeah, big game.
Let's
Send
go,
them
Salem.
off.
get
Come
to-
on, Christian.
Let's get to 5-1. Love you, Christian. Hope Arsenal lose the title.